It's Mr. S here again, and what we're going to do today is we're going to make a Roman code wheel. Now, the code wheels were used back in Roman times so that generals could send messages to one another without people knowing what they were saying. And if you're like me, when I was a child, I really liked sending secret messages. Now, there are going to be 2 or 3 videos about secret messages, but this is the first one. So what you need is a cereal box or any A4 card that you might have around the house. You need a pencil, any type of pencil, a ruler, a pair of compasses and a protractor. But we're going to start with just the ruler and a pair of compasses. So for this piece of paper, this piece of card, I'm going to draw a circle that has a radius of approximately 8 centimeters. So before you draw your circle, just put it approximately where you want to draw the circle and see that you've got enough space. So I've got enough space, so I'm going to draw my circle nice and gently. It's no need to go fast, just a careful, accurate circle. Try and make it as dark as possible so it's easy for you to cut. And then you want a second circle. Now you can see that that is far too big for this. So what I'm going to suggest is you make a circle that is about 5 centimeters in radius. And again, just check that it's going to fit, and it is going to fit quite easily. So there we go. We draw another circle. Now with 2 pieces of card, now I've got 2 pieces of coloured card. With 2 pieces of card, you're going to be able to make 2 code wheels. One for you and one for your friend or your brother or sister. So the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to keep them both tightly held together, and I'm going to cut out it doesn't matter which one you do, the big or the small circle. The reason I'm doing this is just so it saves on cutting, and you're going to get circles that are identical. So I'm going to cut carefully around, holding the 2 pieces together. Now it doesn't matter if it's not a perfect circle, but it does make it easier if it is. And you can see I'm doing it quite quickly for the camera, but you can take as much time as you need. Okay, throw it away. You can see you've got 2 circles. Then, with the other piece of card, cut out the bigger circle. Now you've got these scraps left over, you can do what you like with it, but I tend to recycle. So you can see that it's not particularly accurate, but it's accurate enough. Now here, right in the center, is a little dot from where I had my compass points. Now with this little dot, again, same as the other one, push the point all the way through and put a little cross there. And then again, there's a little dot there, put a cross there. And that way, you know that that is the center of the circle. Now what we need next is the protractor. Where did I put the protractor? Thanks. So what you need to do with the protractor is put it exactly on the center of that cross. Okay. Now I will explain later why I'm doing it every 10 degrees, but just take it as read that every 10 degrees you need to draw a dot. So draw that dot every 10 degrees. So I'm going from here 180, 170, 160, 150, 140, 130, 120, 110, 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, and back to 0. Once you've done that, you can see all the dots here. Might not be very clear, but they are all there. Turn it round, and this time put the center mark on the cross and line up the 180 with the first dot and the 0 with the second dot, and do it again. You don't need to do the 180 again, but I'm just going to do it. 170, 160, 150, 140, 130, 120, 110, 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, and back at 0. So you've got a circle made out of dots. Maybe I should do it a little bit more clearly with a red pen. Let's see. So I'm going to go over it just so that you can see it.
Is that better? Yeah. So you've got a circle made out of dots. Now you don't have to do this bit unless you find it really difficult to see. But just so that you can see it on the camera, on the video, I'm doing it like this.
Just like that. Just like that. Okay, now the next thing that you need to do is with your ruler, put your ruler on the center line, put your pencil point in the dot and see that it lines up with the dot there, and you draw a line all the way to the edge. And it's really important that you do it all the way to the edge. And then repeat for every marker. That wasn't perfect, so I'll try and do it a bit better this time. There. Oh, sorry, I forgot to stop recording there. So what I've done now is taken the smaller yellow circle, and the reason I've just used the smaller yellow circle is just so that there's a contrast on the video and you can see it really clearly. So what I'm going to do here, instead of using the protractor again, I've poked through that center hole that we saw before, and I'm just going to lay it on the blue one, and I'm going to again with my red pen just put dots for every 10 degrees, but this time it's absolutely imperative that you don't move the two pieces, because otherwise everything's going to go wrong. So I'm just going to quickly go around, try and get my hand out of the way so that you can see what I'm doing. Oops, I've moved it. So all I'm going to do is match the red dots up again, just to make sure that I don't make too much of a mess of it. Anyway, here we go. Okay, and I'm just going to draw the lines off camera, and then we're going to carry on now. And you can see I've got the two code wheels. Now, all I've done is place one on top of the other and lined up the lines so they match each other. And this is really important, and that's why I've written out the alphabet here. I've got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and the digits 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that adds up to 36 spaces, and that's why we had it in 10-degree slots. So the first thing that I'm going to do is match up as close as possible my two wheels, and I'm going to start at the top, and I'm just going to write A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, and then I'm going to write the 0 like this with a line through it so it doesn't get confused with the O. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Do the I as an I.
Oh, this one, yeah. And I've made the I a capital I. Make that a J, nice and clear. Now the next thing that you need to do is to fill this in. But for the code to work, it can't be identical, it has to be something different. So that's why I've written this out, so I can cross them off. So I'm going to start with 4, and I'm going to cross it out. And then I'm going to write 5 here, and I'm going to cross it out. And S here, and I'm going to cross it out. And T here, and I'm going to cross it out. And I'm going to carry on doing that until I've filled up the whole of this wheel. So see you in a couple of minutes. So you can see that these are all in order, alphabetical order, and then 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this is exactly the same, alphabetical order, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm going to move these out of the way for the time being. And what's really important is that these are identical and that these are identical too. Now it doesn't matter where you start because a circle is entirely symmetrical, but I'm going to start with this number 1 here. So I'm going to put a number 1 here, and then next comes 6, and then it's S, U, B, 2, 0, 5, P, O. Okay, so I made a mistake in the last video and I needed to stop and re-record, but basically we need to make sure that the letters and the numbers which were randomly put over here are identically copied over here. So 16SUB, 16SUB, 205PO, 205PO, and now we do J, 3Q, L, 7, N, H, 5, K, M, now my fingers are probably in the way there, 4, F, C, 8, W, E, I, 9, Z G R A Y D T and then X, and then we're back to 1. Okay, so we're going to need some brass split pins, and you can see that I've got my 2 code wheels here. Now what we're going to do is just poke a little hole in here and a little hole through the center of this one, and your compass point will have already started that hole for you. Then with the split pin, you push it through the small circle, and then through the big circle, and then you turn it over, and then all you do is separate that like that. So again, I'll take this out of the way, poke a hole through this one, I poke a hole through this one, through the center, and then I get my split pin, push it through, and then push it through this one, turn it over and separate like that. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to write your coded message.